Good morning, agents, and welcome to another daily episode of Target Loot today for October 21st. The series that shows you the Target Loot map, farming tips and tricks, vendor reset highlights for the week, and much more. I'm Agent Shadow, and if you enjoy my content, please consider pressing those subscribe and like buttons below. In the pinned comment below, there are links to join my Discord, clan, and support the channel. But the best way to support really is to just watch my video to the end, but we'll cover that and more at the end of this video. Let's go ahead and get started with the Dark Zones first and the highlights from the vendors this week, DC, and the New York City Target Loot highlights last. Alright agents, so this is how it's going to be starting off from now on. The past few days it's been like this. This is your daily reminder to do your weekly SHD requisition. And of course, your weekly legendary. So this week it's Legendary Capitol Building Stronghold. And then of course the summit, since TU 11.1 dropped, we got a new project where if you complete the summit from floor 1 to 100, you get an exotic cache and a named item as well. All three of those are definitely worth doing. And you can get 3 exotic caches in total. And that's 12 total if you have 4 characters that you do it on. Alright agents, now we got the highlights for the Dark Zones, Target Loot, and vendors. Now unfortunately, there's really nothing today for the Dark Zones. You got Gilligard over here in DZ West, and there's nothing worth getting at the vendor. And the same goes for DZ South, it's Sokolov Target Loot, nothing to grab at the vendor. And by the way, I'm just saying this because there's no DZ exclusives for these brand types. And then Hana U lastly at DZ East. Once again, no DZ exclusive, so I do not recommend farming any of these 3 Dark Zones. The only thing that maybe might be worth it is to grab at the DZ East vendor the Black Friday that comes with Perfectly Unhinged. Otherwise, let's go check out what we got on the North Side Target Loot highlights. Alright agents, we're over here at the Target Loot highlights for the north side. First off, I want to do the invaded missions for this week. So we got Camp White Oak and then Jefferson Trade Center. Of course, the strongholds are over here at Manning National Zoo and Tidal Basin. And I believe I did one of the invaded missions, and that was DCD headquarters. As far as targeted loot goes, Seska, of course, is always for that extra 10% crit hit chance if you're missing it anywhere on your build. We got Providence Defense at Coney Island Ballpark, so if you're looking for the sacrifice with perfect glass cannon, you can go ahead and grab that today. You know, you want that rolled with weapon damage, crit hit chance, and crit hit damage. Otherwise, it's, farming on heroic for the best rolls possible outside of legendary. We got holsters at the amusement park, so you can get the Dodge City holster. If you haven't gotten it before, it'll just drop exotic parts, and then you can craft the Dodge City holster after you get all the exotic parts. Otherwise, it'll drop the Dodge City holster if you already have one. The Forge holster, which gives you 50% extra shield health. And then finally, the Imperial Dynasty holster, which is amazing, and I have a build that utilizes it that I will throw in a top right card. We got True Patriot at Manning National Zoo. Now, everybody should know by now, or at least if you don't, you're going to know now. I have this True Patriot Memento build that I put out about a week ago, and it's probably the best build I've put out for TU11. So definitely go check that out. I'll put it in a top right card. It's definitely worth farming for, especially if you need good mask, gloves, knee pads, or holsters for the build. You want them all rolled with armor, and crit hit chance or crit hit damage is a secondary attribute. And then of course Summit. Now, Summit's Hunter's Fury because I chose Hunter's Fury yesterday, and I'm still looking for... Well, I actually finished yesterday, so I need to choose a new targeted loot. But you can choose your own targeted loot at Summit now, so when you go to the Summit, when you go to the lobby, it'll say, choose your targeted loot, your difficulty, how many directives you want, 0 out of 9 different directives, and then you can pick your own targeted loot. It's private, so if I pick Hunter's Fury and my teammates pick Providence Defense or Wyvernware or something, then we all get separate targeted loot. So the summit is your choice, of course. Now let's go check out the west side targeted loot highlights, agents. Alright, agents, we're over here on the west side target loot highlights. Starting off with West End, we got masks. So you can go ahead and grab the Coyotes mask, the Vile mask, and then lastly the Punch Drunk mask, which gives you 20% headshot damage baked right into it. And that goes perfect with a Dodge City holster build or a perfect headhunter build from the Chain Killer chest piece. We got Grupo Sombro at the Potomac Event Center. You always use one piece for DPS builds for that 15% crit hit damage, and then 2 pieces for that 15% explosives damage that you can put on, an artillery turret seeker's build, like an explosive skill damage build. We got Hunter's Fury, and then what's this? Future Initiative, Eclipse Protocol, Tip of the Spear, Aces and Eights, Negotiator's Dilemma, Foundry Bulwark. Those are all the gear sets that are available for DC today. We got shotguns over here at DCD headquarters if you want to get the Sweet Dreams exotic shotgun or one of the 3 best shotguns in the game, which is the Mop with 10% armor on kill, a custom M870, and Marine Super 90, and of course Close and Personal is probably the best talent to roll on any one of those 3 or all 3 of those shotguns. We got Badger Tough at Tidal Basin Stronghold, so if you want to get that 0F's chest piece with Perfect Unbreakable, today's a great day to get it. Tidal Basin's quite a long mission. It's got Wyvern the boss at the end, but I'm pretty sure it wouldn't be that difficult to get a 0F's chest piece to drop here today. Run it on Heroic. You just want to get one where it's maxed out armor and the rest is crit hit chance and crit hit damage. We got Overlord at the Pentagon today if you want to farm those Fox's Prayer knee pads. That gives you 8% damage to targets out of cover. That's the best type of damage in the game, which is multiplicative damage. If you don't have them yet, definitely try to get some with 15% weapon damage and then like crit hit chance or crit hit damage as the 3rd slot. And then pretty much lastly, we got gear system mods at Foggy Bottom. So 12% crit hit damage mods, 6% crit hit chance mods. Whatever maxed out gear mod you're looking for, you can farm here today at Foggy Bottom. There are 3 control points to farm. So that's about it. Let's go check out the east side target loot highlights. Alright, agents, we're over here on the east side target loot highlights. Now, from what I'm seeing, there's a few things that are worth farming today on the east side. I see chest pieces at District Union Arena. You could farm for the tardigrade exotic chest piece, which is always great in support builds, or even maybe some solo builds, but I'm pretty sure I always see them being used as support builds. And then you can get the Ridgeway's Pride if you've already gotten it. And then there's all sorts of named, chest pieces. But like the Sacrifice with Perfect Glass Cannon, you want to run the brand, not the type, So chest pieces is really just good for the 2 exotic chest pieces. We got Alp Summit at Viewpoint Museum, so you can get the Percussive Maintenance with Perfect Tech Support. Although that really belongs on an offensive skill damage type, brand like Wyvernware or Hana U. What I recommend is getting a chest piece with Empathetic Resolve and using that as a healer build. We got knee pads at East Mall. You actually got 4 control points back to back to farm. The Ninja Bike Messenger knee pads, which give you 25% bonus armor during a cover to cover or vault action. And it reloads your weapon, skips the backfire bleed as well. And then of course the Fox's Prayer knee pads and the Sawyer's knee pads, which give you 30% extra weapon damage just for sitting still. We got Bellstone Armory at Air and Space. You can get the Everyday Carrier with Perfectly Efficient. And then, of course, you can get the Perfect Bloodsucker talent on the Liquid Engineer backpack, but that only comes from targeted loot rewards, so you have to farm control points and finished activities, and just kind of hope that it is rewarded to you. Otherwise, you can farm it for, Bellstone Armory targeted loot in the Dark Zones when that's in rotation. We got Petrov at Capitol Building, so if you want those Contractor's Gloves with 8% damage to armor, I would farm that just on Heroic. Legendary if you're up to it today, and yeah, you should be able to get those within a few hours of farming. I see rifles at Southwest. You can get the Diamondback and Merciless exotic rifles, or you can get a good classic M1A, and I always say the best rifle damage talents is Boomerang, Ranger, and Rifleman. You can also farm for the Baker's Dozen. That's the named classic M1A. Yeah, that's about it for rifles. There's the Surge with Perfect Spike, but I prefer In Sync, and most people do as well. We got assault rifles at Jefferson Plaza, so you can get the exotic chameleon, the burnout named FAMAS, the mechanical animal of future perfection, or the maniac named military AKM. Or you can get one of the best assault rifles in the game. I always give you this list because these are the best assault rifles in the game. And that starts with the FAMAS, the military AKM, the Carbine 7, the Police M4, and the G36 variants. And Walker Harrison Co. at Space Administration HQ, so you can get the Chain Killer with Perfect Headhunter today. And then somewhat like the Liquid Engineer, the Matador is a DZ exclusive, but you can get it from targeted loot rewards. So you would have to farm activities, complete them like missions or activities in the open world or control points, and hope that it rewards you with the Matador. It's very unreliable. I usually wait for the Dark Zone to farm for those. But yeah, that's pretty much about it for the east side targeted loot. You know, whatever gear sets you may need, then of course farm for them as much as you want. Let's go check out the New York City targeted loot highlights, and then I'll let you guys go. Alright agents, we're over here in New York City. Alright, let's start off with the gear sets. We got Strikers over here at Civic Center, Ongoing Directive at Two Bridges, and Hardwired at Battery Park. Now, Ongoing Directive is quite good, especially I believe with the Backfire SMG, which you can farm for over here at Stranded Tanker. So you can also farm for the Lady Death, refarm the Chatterbox. The best SMGs in this game, especially high-ends, are the Vector variants, and then of course the MPX. If you throw up, close and personal or strained or something on it, or measured, they're very good. And then of course you have the named SMGs like the Dark Winter and the Apartment, which are Dark Zone exclusives, although the Dark Winter can be gotten from targeted loot rewards. Aralda Holdings at the Tombs, you can go ahead and get that for your Headhunter build, so a headshot build. You always want that rolled with weapon damage, and then weapon handling, and then headshot damage. I always get a backpack with Vigilance or Composure on it, and that's what I use for my headshot build with a Punch Drunk Mask, Chain Killer chest piece, 2-piece Aralda, and then of course Fox's Prayer. We got Douglas and Harding at Wall Street today, so you have a chance to get the Bullet King from the Judge, the boss at the very end, and then of course you can get the Punch Drunk Mask with 20% headshot damage baked into it. That's always great with the Perfect Headhunter chest piece build. Gloves at Liberty Island, it's a Black Tusk mission, so of course that's a higher drop rate chance for the BTSU gloves, and you can also get the Contractor's gloves as well. Alright agents, well that was the targeted loot for today. Thank you for watching, and be sure to subscribe and like if you enjoyed my content. If you would like to become a member for support and exclusive perks, click the join button below to further support my dream of being a full-time content creator. Or you can grab some Shadow Gaming merchandise. I just added a bunch of new designs, cool stuff to buy. I lowered the prices completely across the board and updated all the links in my pinned comment sections and video descriptions. And my wife is currently working on some more designs for the store as well, as I am too. I also have a promo code for free shipping until October 24th. That's an $8 savings, so if you want to order some merch, now until the 24th is the best time. You can also support me on alt tech like Patreon or Subscribestar, but really if you're still watching this video right now to the end, thank you. That is truly the best way to support me, and of course, whitelist me on your ad blocker. Take care agents, and be sure to stay tuned for more daily, dedicated Division 2 content. This is Agent Shadow signing off. I will see you in the next video. Take care agents.